Let's play Advanced Squad Leader for 35 plus years. We are so close to Germany, Poland. You can almost smell it. Today, it's Tuesday, so solo night for now. Although hopefully we'll have an opponent in the couple weeks coming up, and hopefully for the long term. But since we're not there, we're playing Yasuoka's tank experience. This is from the Friendly Fire packs. I believe this is Friendly Fire Pack 5. I think the packs, no, sorry, 4, because I think the packs typically had 8 scenarios. Yeah, Fire Pack 4. Released back in 2008. This is a scenario that is rather short, 4.5 turns. It's not overly complicated, although the setup is, but that is because Vassal makes these sorts of desert boards way easier than in real life. Because this one has 7 overlays, so a lot to place, a lot that you would need the sticky blue stuff to kind of affix, so that you know have stuff in the right spots. But don't have to worry about that because again on Vassal. So this is a scenario where there's a little bit of back and forth. So it's a Japanese versus Russian mission. This is, I don't know if we're actually going to see Japanese versus Russians for quite some time after this. So for anybody who's been enjoying these, drink it in because yeah, it's probably going to be years before Japan Russia have another little tussle. Whether we're talking historically or in terms of these streams. Um, this scenario, the mission, as the Friendly Fire Packs would call it, is that the Japanese win at game end if there are no unbroken Russian non-crew MMC on overlay SD5, provided they have more mobile armored fighting vehicles with functioning main armaments than the Russians. So, to break this all down, essentially, this middle sand dune, one of the sand dune overlays. The middle sand dune is SD5. There is one anti-tank gun on this map. I don't believe I could set it up hip. I don't think there's, like, maybe... I don't think I'm allowed to set anything up in hip because I don't know if this scrub, I don't think it's concealment terrain. Although, now that I say it, I still don't have a super great grasp on desert, so that'll be for later. It does count as concealment terrain, so could have had it be hip. I don't think it really matters in the end. The gun is going to want to reveal itself ASAP, and we'll get into why that is. So, uh, like I said, SD5, that's our middle of the board. It's between all 3 boards, so it's a nice central location. Um, the reason why it says non-crew MMC being unbroken is because the Russians start with a lot of squads. They have 10 squads that they start with and 1 crew. So that 1 crew is the one that's manning the AT gun. So you don't necessarily have to kill the crew of the AT gun. You'll want to anyways. It's kind of a, it's a very big obstacle. So you'll want to get rid of it. But it's not the end of the world, so to speak. A couple other points to bring up. So, provided that they have more mobile AFV with functioning MA. So, the reason this is important is because some people will tend to not use vehicle weapons if they're afraid of losing them to breakage. Now, thankfully, the tanks that were given, at least initially, because there are some reinforcements, don't break down on anything but a 12. So you're kind of safe on that being a risk. But some people they'll still hold back. So it kind of be it's going to be based on your own worries and kind of preferences there. Um, and then the reason why it's more functioning, more AFVs, mobile AFVs, so you can't be immobilized either, is because the Russians get their own set of vehicles, 5 of them to be precise, and they have their own worries to worry about. So on top of that, like I said, there's some reinforcements that are coming in. I haven't placed them, but essentially they're going to come in on the right side of this map, because the right side is essentially the north side. And yeah, once they come in, there's nothing. It's going to be a very mismatched fight in the sense that the Russians have good vehicles, as at least in terms of like early war, they got some pretty all right ones compared to the Japanese, as a great example. But also against stuff that we saw in the Spanish Civil War, vis-a-vis German early war tanks, and so on and so forth. But critically, they all have really good guns. 45L at this stage in history is very strong. It's a very effective gun, and if the Japanese don't play their cards right, or if the dice just get really good for one side versus the other, well, we'll see how devastating the guns can be. Additionally to all this, the sand dunes, so overlays SD5, and I believe this is SD3, are low, so they're only half level obstacles in that sense. So I'm only realizing this now. This is going to be a problem because I didn't realize that this was part of an elevation change essentially for the sand dune. So the gun here is going to need to shoot at certain locations, or be mindful of this. I might actually have to risk a couple early shots just to get that out of the way. Or, I say, screw it, don't really care about this side group, and I just worry about these guys. Because I'm playing both sides, obviously I know all the info, and as always, I'll try to play it as straight as possible. There is also no bore sighting is possible, so this one removes one of the biggest issues that I have when I play. I don't have to worry about bore sighting, which is very nice. Bore sighting is very problematic as a solo player, because it's really hard to kind of walk units into certain locations. You can get really crazy with bore sighting, and sometimes it just happens to work, and other times it doesn't. So again, we'll see what can be made of that. All Hamada is brush and inherent terrain. So Hamada is these little rock formations. So they're essentially brush. They take on the properties of European brush, so it costs 2 to move into there. I believe that's for both vehicles and infantry. They act as hindrance, etc., etc. Which, for here, it's not really a big problem because they have height advantage. And lastly, no Russian AFV may expend more than 10 movement points during game turn 2. So, they come on board having spent most, a third, or no, at least half of their movement points, essentially. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it for the preamble. There's some snipers I should be placing down, so let's get the snipers out, and then we can jump into this ASAP. So, the Russians are very lucky. Well, maybe, I don't know if I should say lucky, but it's very nice to have an ELR and SAN of 3. Oh, I put that backwards. The Japanese, on the other hand, have a SAN of 2 and ELR of 3. So the Japanese probably aren't going to see a sniper this game, which is pretty typical whenever you have a SAN 2, but you never know. Hopefully, if snipers do get triggered, they actually show up, and yeah, not too high hopes, but you never know. So, just need my turn counter here, which I somehow, for whatever reason, didn't pull out. Cool. So like I said, very short one. So if I blitz through this, apologies. I know that these are desert boards. We aren't going to see any sun blindness this scenario because it's not specified. Presumably there's dust from vehicle movement, but honestly, I think it's something that I care more to see, or to look into once we get to stuff like Operation Battle Axe. Is it Battle Axe? Essentially all the maneuvers and combats that we'll see in North Africa. I think that's more where dust and all that will take into effect. It probably exists in these scenarios, and I've never played with them, so we'll just keep it that way. I think also just because like the crappy movement, the gun sizes, and all that, I'm not really interested in having to mess around with that. So yeah. Also, there's no dust in terms of like extra die rolls, so don't have to worry about that as well. A lot less micromanagement. So let's get into this. Weather is a 9, no change. I don't have any rally phase action stuff. I don't have any prep fire stuff because nobody's on board. I don't get any artillery or anything like that. It's really just a straight up fight. So we will look into the movement phase. My tanks do not have radios, which is very unfortunate. So I got to do the slow crawl. So I have my tanks show up. It doesn't really matter who I reveal. I can reveal the commissar. So all these concealments will come off. Uh-oh. Why does it do that? Oh, it kept it under. All right, whatever. There we go. I'm also going to need a counter here so I know how much movement point I have used. And 3. All right. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15 in motion. And I want this because I need these guys, I need my tanks to do stuff fast and really hit as hard as I can. The Soviets get one medium machine gun and some LMGs. It doesn't even say that they get Molotovs. I think they should probably get Molotovs in this scenario, but I guess we'll see how this all plays out. I need essentially the tanks to move up and really try to negate this position ASAP, and then have them essentially like try to block so that these vehicles, when they come on board, they're not getting too much space. Also, I forgot that Japan moves first, and because Japan moves first, you can kind of lock down a little bit of the Soviets. But anyways, like I said, we'll see. On the opposite side, like I said, I'll just have these vehicles go first. It's a little easier. Come on, there you go. The commissar would reveal everybody anyways, so like I said, I can get rid of that. Come on. Thank you. And perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys spent 4. I'm gonna have this gun shoot. They are not in concealment terrain. Really having them here, I think this would have also been a really good hex for it. The only problem is that it's in front, so it's hard to be able to protect it. But regardless, AT gun is going to shoot at the first at the lead tank. I think the range on this, yeah, 13. I need to actually double check because it's been a very long time since I last looked. But what are their numbers? I want to say they should have black numbers because I don't see why they wouldn't. But I'm frequently surprised because they have red to hit numbers. All right. So red to hit numbers on a 13 range is not going to be good, especially on a moving vehicle. But you never know. Ordnance to hit 13. It is a 7, but unfortunately, I need to also roll essentially at least 2 less than that, which I did not get. I did get rate of fire though, which is nice. I'm going to put down a counter for acquisition, and then we will continue with movement here. So this is 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep shooting no matter what. So gonna shoot again at the lead tank. Unfortunately, same idea. Um, it is range 12 now, actually. So it goes up to 9. Sorry, I was gonna say 19 for some reason. It goes to 9, and then there's, because of a moving vehicle. Are they counted as small? I believe so. It looks like they are counted as small, which means that I will not hit, even though that was a really good shot. Let's double check here. Japanese vehicle notes. Why is vehicle listing? There we go. And then I look for my Type 95 Hago. Where is the size is +1, so it's small. All right. Well, that a bit unfortunate. That was 5. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will intensify. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, intensifier didn't work. This is not good. I believe this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. I'm a dork. I can put this acquisition counter away. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, I believe, because I think this is... Actually, you know what? I might have to do 13 and then... Oops. 14. And keep these guns pointed this way. And then 15. And again... do I want to keep maybe these guys? No. This guy can stay like that. That guy can point that way. Yeah, and then they're all in motion. Now, it's great that my vehicles have nothing to worry about with this AT gun now, but I still need to get this overlay. So we'll go with the infantry. Infantry are going to have a huge problem here, but thankfully distance is going to be a help here. So everybody's going to CX. So unit off board CX is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A second unit also CXs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This unit here will CX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because this is brush and cost 2. Unit on the side here, oops, are going to declare CX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have anybody that could shoot them? No, I'm going to save them. I'm going to save them because I really want... I technically need to do this, I believe. So, these guys will declare CX. Actually, do I need to right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. I can leave this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will have the MMG shoot. I just wanted to make sure I was close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, perfect. It is a 4 down 2. No rate of fire. It is a 3 on 4, which is really bad. 2 morale check for everybody. Leader's fine. The squad will ELR and stripe. Always important. Remember your ELRs. And then the second squad is perfectly fine. There was a sniper check. Didn't activate. And like I said, no rate of fire, so that stays marked. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna leave the undamaged squad is going to remain behind. So this is 6. And then I believe the thing I wanted to do was late CX. You know, I should do this because technically it's true. I did want to subsequent because these guys are. Oh, you know what? Technically, I don't think they're allowed because these guys are closer. I'm not sure if they're technically a valid target or not. I'll shoot at them anyways. Didn't matter. And then this guy will CX to get that one extra one. In the defensive fire phase, I do need to figure some stuff out here. Is anybody close enough for shots? This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can get. I'll do this. Why not? 4 firepower flat. Yeah. Not gonna happen. I should have shot in the movement, but with that roll it wouldn't have mattered. So I guess it doesn't matter. And I think that's it. Do I have any LMGs? I do not. All my LMGs are back here, which is a bit of a pain. Advanced fire phase, I have none. I don't need my tanks to do anything. Route phase, nobody needs to route. And advance. Now, advance, here's the important part. So, the objective I have is to get on this overlay. And if I don't bust a move, I need to run through a lot of terrain. Like, a lot of terrain. So, my dastardly plan here is that I need units to move and close that distance somehow. So how do I close this distance? Well, bonsai. It's going to be very risky and probably, perhaps, potentially not worth it. But for as an example, this unit is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes away. You get 8 movement, and it costs extra to go into these sand dunes. So I can't actually get into melee directly. I can't go straight into CC, but I can make it adjacent and thus advance. And that's really important because you don't need to. The rule about bonsai is you don't need to get into the hex. You just need to be able to charge towards them. So, despite the movement costs, as long as you're within 8, you can run towards them as much as possible. So, in all, I don't know why I took off the CXs. It doesn't really matter. The main point is that all these guys with CX will lose it. I don't really have much shots, but I guess I'll keep it on just for those. But the point is I'm going to get there next turn. Japanese turn 2 is when I hope to immediately try to bust through that door and cause a lot of problems for the Russian player. Because, again, the Russian player has no... Well, it's a wind change. 2 won't do anything because you need a 5 or 6, I believe. Double check, but yeah. So the Russian player really needs to be able to punch through these tanks to get into this area, and if they can't, well, they're just screwed. There's nothing else you can really do. The Commissar I might have to relocate to for further back position, if only so that he can do more to rally. And that's also going to be its own big can of worms because if you don't rally, they'll lose quality and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I need a 5 or 6 on the die roll. We didn't get it, so it doesn't really matter. We can move on. There's only one action to really take in the rally phase, which is to repair, which they did not, which is very unfortunate. Nobody else having any problems. And I can start a couple shots here. Prep fire phase. The MMG is going to shoot at the first tank. 2 hit. Should be a hit. No, it's going to be a miss because of motion and size. So, I do have rate of fire. I will try again. I will not get rate of fire, and it's the same idea. No hit. That is terrible. Yeah, what's this range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a 6 firepower, no leader direction. 7 on 6 is a normal. And the guy is completely fine. So can mark these guys as that and move on, because this is pretty sad at this point. Yeah. All right. So I don't really have anything to worry about. I would never truly want to shoot these tanks at any of these guys moving. Do I have a leader with them? Yes. So idea here is that, for example, this guy is going to jump over. It costs 2, I believe, to jump over. 1 plus cost of terrain, if I remember correctly, and then another 2 to get into the trench. This guy, for ease of use, going to be the same idea. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy's going to have to CX. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this guy, I mean, honestly, I could just do 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll lose concealment, but it's about the best I can do. I don't need these guys to move at all. I may want to move this leader into here. But I'm just going to assault move him for now. And that's pretty much it. Defensive fire phase, I mean, again, I don't really have anything I want to do. I could take a 2 firepower, like, up 2 shot. We'll just do it for shits and giggles. It's a 7 on 2, which is still a miss. And I don't have any other shots I really want to take. There's no advanced fire shots because now there's 2 guys in what's the word for them? Wadis. So it doesn't really matter. There's not going to be any residual. Or sorry, residual. There's no advanced fire phase I need to do. No routes either. So we can go to advances. I want this leader to get in there. Yeah, I don't need to move anywhere. And I don't think... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the only way to get out of this bonsai charge... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only way to get out of a bonsai charge and not go into combat immediately with that would be to pull everybody back 1 hex. Which is possible. However, I'm ceding really good ground. And it's not really worth it. Because then I just need to go back up. Which at that point, you're skulking. So I think I just have to... I think I'm going to try and live with it. The units in the wadis are going to move up. I may flip these 2 guys around. That's probably about the extent of things. Because I want to give this MMG more protection at this point. So, CC phase. Do I want to move this guy? No, not really. I mean, sure, why not? But I don't think it's necessary. There's no CC, so we go to Japanese turn 2. Japanese turn 2 has reinforcements come on board. So, it's the first group of units. So, we have... 4 447s, so 1, 2, 3. A 80, which is a whatever leader, and an LMG. Now, all things considered, I don't really care for I could send units to go here and try to grab this hill. It doesn't really matter. The hill's not important. Not at least for the objective, technically. And I don't have any AT weapons. If I had an anti-tank rifle, I'd be far more willing to have units go here. But as it stands, not the case. So I think I might just have them be set up something like this. And they'll just have to... They'll make it do, essentially. Rally phase, there's only 1 action that can happen, and the AT gun's gone. Jeez. Okay, well, Normally this isn't what you expect to see. You kind of want your AT gun to be able to do stuff, but yeah. And the worst part about it is that not only did it got one rate of fire, but even the intensifier was still like it wouldn't have mattered. The 12 would have broken it no matter what. So a real comedy of errors, as some might put it. And that kind of really opens the door here for the Japanese. So first things first, I gotta take the motions off these vehicles. Um, they will all turn for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this MMG is gonna shoot at the first guy. It will be a hit. It will not be a kill. Do have rate of fire, which is nice. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm at 6 spent. I should put 6. 7. MMG is gonna shoot the lead tank again. Won't be a hit. No rate of fire. So that's functionally over. That was 7. Yeah, like 8, 9. 10. Yeah, 10, and then they'll delay and stop. This tank P7 is gonna point in this direction. 07 is gonna point gun in this direction, and the rear vehicle is going to turn at the turret, so it's facing these guys. And I want this because these two tanks are going to be part of a blocking force to prevent the Russian vehicles, whereas the rear tank is going to provide support to the infantry. And then in a similar light, these tanks on the other side will move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The LMGs can't shoot because they're in the waddies. And then we'll do... This tank is gonna... Well, they'll eventually stop, so I can take the motion counters off. Yeah, it's about as good as I want it, really. Yeah. Because I want this tank to watch this area, more or less, in case the Russians choose to send a vehicle down there. I don't think I would ever choose to do that. I think right now my best odds are to send them here. Big problem with that is that gets them really close to the next potential setup for the Japanese. So maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe the killer idea here is to get up on this hill, and at least I have like a height advantage. But it's immediately really tough to do anything. This vehicle is going to cover whatever dead arc on this side. Excuse me. That if in case these tanks miss or whatever. And then the rear tank is really to just watch these guys. There's not much else to it. There's no point to really overrun right now. I don't want to risk the vehicles losing, being immobilized or anything like that. So, we'll do the offboard guys first as well. So CX 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go into the brush next turn, which is really nice. These other guys will see X 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are they within 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. I don't even think that these guys can legally shoot them because they might be closer to there. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they would have to... They're not the closest. So these guys are safe, essentially. And then all these CXs come off, hence why I took them off before. All these CXs come off. I'm going to declare a bonsai charge. It doesn't really matter which guy I pick. So for, shits and giggles, I'll just pick one of them. But everybody has to, like, I could pick this guy as an example, which I don't, do I have to pick known? Anyways, doesn't matter. Everybody is essentially going straight upwards. It's not north, it'd be straight west in this case. But they're all bonsai. I need to get out my handy dandy counter here just so that I can be reminded that the bonsai means I get the +1 morale. So they all bonsai, like I said. They move 1. I don't think I want to shoot with anybody yet. Let's do 2 and 2. Did anybody go through? No. And then, yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, I gotta wait 1 more, I think. So that's 4, 5. These 3 guys are going to take a shot at this group. It is a 12 firepower down 2. So it is 8 on 12, which should be at least a 1 check. Yeah, 1 check on them. Oof. The leader's fine. The squad is fine. Everybody's fine. Potentially 2 snipers. Only 1. Random direction. Actually, it won't matter. Well, actually, okay. So here's the important part, which matters. So it'd be 5-2. But bonsai units don't pin, and I don't like that rule. Or not that I don't like bonsai, but technically, if you were playing the real way, which technically I don't even know would be possible, this sniper would have to target one of these guys in the bonsai charge, which means they don't pin, so you lose a sniper. Instead, I will throw it over on G6, because it is the nearest units that can be affected. Random selection, leader, squad, leader takes a wound, which is almost always the case. Okay, whatever. So that is that sniper activated. That was 6, I believe. And then these guys are all shot. So 7. Really not having a good time with this stack, huh? That's 7. 7. Come on. 7. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait. And then, yeah, that one brush really messed things up. So this is 8. The crew is gonna take a 2 down 2 shot. They will cower, so it's a 1 down 2 shot, which is a 1 morale check on the wounded guy. They become half squad, and it will ELR them another time. Again, this is why ELRs are very important. You might only stripe a squad as an example, but getting them to conscript is super important. I will subsequent against the same stack. I don't think it's really going to make a difference. It's 6 firepower. That's a 7 on 6, which is a normal morale check. So leader and the squad. Oh, did I already roll 3 times for him? I think I did. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. So these guys are all finaled. So they didn't get anything out of it. I might as well. 4 firepower down 2 against that guy. It's a 6 on 4, which is a normal. They're fine. And then this guy, same idea against the guy in Q2. 6 on 4, normal. They're fine as well, because their morale is increased by 1, and because bonsai, they wouldn't pin anyways. So everybody is fine. Everybody is shot. This is real bad times for everybody. Defensive fire phase, everybody is shot, so there's nothing else to really do. Advanced fire phase, I do want to shoot a couple of units. So first and foremost, X4 is going to shoot at the closest unit. Doesn't matter its score, it's really just to get the acquisition, which I should be allowed to do because It's a stopped vehicle. And then same idea for this vehicle 06. I will shoot the nearest. I should shoot the MMG. God, that was a hard word for me to come up with for some reason. And we'll get the Japanese acquisition. Don't feel like having a SS counter right now. Cool. All right. So these guys have shot. I might as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. These 4 squads, well, the 3 squads and the half squad on the right are going to target the crew. It doesn't matter. And then the guys on the left are going to target the middle squad. And that's going to be 7 firepower up 1, I believe. Because there's one just for Sand Dune, which I think was more, I think more appropriately is because of height advantage. Although height advantage might be a full one. Let me check here. So if I go to here and I go to terrain, or sorry, news charts, Sand Dune, or Dune Crest. Yeah, TEM is 1 for Dune Crest. So pretty much what I was expecting here. The +1 does mean that it is a 6 on 7, which I think is what I said. So it's a 1 morale check against this guy. Very poor time for that to happen. Yeah, not good. Nobody else needs or wants to shoot, so I can take off the defensive fire at this point. Routes, I do have one now. This guy will route into the Wadi. It is a legal move. I'm not getting closer to this tank. I don't think I'm getting closer to this tank either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I am. So I technically have to stay here, I believe, which is pretty bad. Yeah, that might actually be stuck there. Which, I mean, in my defense, I didn't expect the MMG to not do anything and the AT gun to explode. So, yeah. Well, rip those guys. So, then going to advance. I don't really need to give some of these guys the benefit of a doubled firepower. So I'm just going to move like this, I believe. The conscripts, I don't really care if I lose them, so that's fine. It's really about the full squads that are still around. Over here, nobody suffered from a pin result. Just really the leader that got dinged, so it just means I'm not really going to be able to use them, which is fine. And I'm just going to have everybody kind of form a wall, and I'll just keep moving. I think that's the best way to do it. There's no CC. We go to turn 2 for the Soviets. Now their vehicles come on board. As mentioned in one of the SSRs, they only get to move a maximum of 10 movement points, and that's going to be very important. 2 of their stacks do not have radios, so they have to move together, whether it's all together in their own groups or intermixed. But they have to move as a platoon. So it's really just a question of where do I want them. Now, the problem here is that I can't really go onto this side. The reason for this is because I'd have to cross the sand dunes to get anything done, and I need these tanks to blow up Japanese vehicles. If I don't kill any Japanese vehicles, it's basically game over, regardless of anything else. Because the infantry could survive. There's nothing to say that they won't. But they're in a bad spot already. 2 tanks are looking at them and going to be shooting with impunity. And you have no real rescue. These guys are a ways away. It's going to take at least like 3 turns to get to where I want them in order to shoot. So, yeah, just it's a problematic start. Very, very problematic start. So I think the way I want this to happen is I'm gonna have the vehicles are going to set up. I'm gonna try and get this hill, because I will be able to look over it and into these guys, and uh, essentially just I need to be able to blow some guys up. Yeah, I think that's how I want to do it. The question is where I want this 76 short barrel vehicle to be, and that I don't know, if I'm being completely honest. I think if I set him in the middle, he'll get shot at, which is going to be a real bummer. But if I can use that gun to take off any attackers as they get on the dune, that'll be really good. So maybe the split will be nice. The only, well, you know what? I could probably try to get up here. So maybe that's how I need to do it. One of the biggest problems for me is going to be hillocks. So hillocks are cost of terrain. What's fully tracked? Depends on terrain. BBIL or BB big L. So what are we looking at here? Bog, really? There's bog chance for on a hillock? Requires bogs, sand bog DR change within, even if scrub is present, unless on road or track. Well, there's no road or track, so hillock's gonna be a real bad time. Oh, it's double B. Okay. May require if accessible to sand. Okay, jeez. I thought it was, for a second there, I thought it was single B, and then it'd be bog check no matter what. So if it's accessible to sand, which means these adjacent hexes are going to be a problem, but I'll just have to suck it up. What else? I and L. So I may require Hamada immobilization if accessible to Hamada. Hamada's brush, so I don't have to worry about that. Hell yeah. And then one movement factor plus cost of terrain if entering a higher elevation. Otherwise, cost of terrain, usually open ground. Cool. So essentially, what I'm looking at here is it'll cost one to get one extra to get up here, but then after that, I should be fine. So rally phase, I will attempt self rally. And I don't get it because self rally attempt is +1. That is a real shame. I don't have anything to repair or do anything with. So prep fire phase. Again, I need this MMG to do something. So I'm gonna attack the vehicle that's facing away. It will be a hit, just barely, no rate, and doesn't get any success. And I might as well shoot 4-up-1 against the conscripts. No result either, so that guy's completely gone, or done his shooting. 447 is going to shoot the other 447. I need to weaken units as much as possible here. That is only worth a pin test check. So I gotta, I mean, whatever I can get, I guess. They are pinned, so half firepower. Crew is going to shoot at the guy adjacent as a 4 flat. Another 7 pin test check. They are pinned as well. I will combine these two for an 8 firepower flat against the or actually it would be a +1 because of that. It doesn't matter. They're both no effective shots. And then 447 against one of the 447s. Pin test check. And another pin unit. So 3 pins could be a lot better. I don't really have any other shots. So movement phase, let's do the easy ones first. A Wadi, I believe, would be... yeah, it is 2. What's the double crest status possible? Cost of terrain, if not OG. Yeah, alright, well, that's 4. And then these guys are going to move 2, 4, 6. And then this guy's gonna go 2-4. I need that shelter of the Wadi to get, you know, to the other overlay. Otherwise, they're screwed. Movement phase. So, like I said, I'm going to have the. Who do I want to? Who gets sacrificed? Neither of these are they're kind of all the same in a sense. Um, yeah. Open ground is 1, so these guys will move 1, 3, 5. I should get a thing here. EP, and then nope, that didn't work. 5. Oops. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then stop for 10, I guess. I'm not gonna shoot right now, if only because I kind of, if I was playing this myself or against an opponent, I would want to know where these BTs end up going, and that's gonna be 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10 in motion. And then next turn I'll be able to... The motion is to kind of protect them. These guys will be able to start shooting. And then, yeah, this vehicle... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then stop 10. Yeah. Because if I can start pelting away at these guys, it'll be nice. Trying to kind of remove that. Yeah. I think that's kind of the only way to really do it. Defensive fire phase. I will have the 2 pinned units are going to shoot at the crew. Because I might as well. It's a 3 firepower up 1. 6 on 3 is Pintash check. The crew is fine. So these guys are first fired. These 2 squads in the back are going to shoot the squad in Q5. It's an 8 up 1. 6 on 8 is a 1 morale check. I am absolutely cursed right now. This is not good. These guys are first fire or final fired really, but whatever. The pin squad and the other squad are going to shoot at the guy in V3. So it's a 6 firepower up 1. 8 on 6 is a Pintash check. He's fine. Didn't really matter anyways. And then the squad with the LMG is going to shoot right in the middle, 6 up 1. 6 on 6 is a 1 check. And they're fine. Alright. Did I get rate of fire? No. Cool, cool, cool. Over on this side, there's nobody to shoot with, honestly. Everybody's just too far away. This tank is going to turn its gun and shoot at the nearest armored car. Pretty sure it's a miss no matter what, just because I had to turn. So they'll be considered final fired. Final fired. Tank in 06 going to shoot at the MMG guy. Will get a hit because there is a +2 to the shot. 1 for being buttoned up and 1 for the sand dune. You know, they might not even get it. It's the crest. So it might just be a +1. Either way, it would turn into a 9. I need an 8 at that distance. And I have a -1 from the acquisition. So it's a hit no matter what. I don't get rate of fire actually, because those tanks are so bad that you don't get any rate of fire. But it is a 37. So 6 on 4 is a normal morale check. They are pinned, which, you know, whatever. I'll take whatever hits I can get at this point. This tank, I don't think I need to worry about its covered arc anymore. These guys could jump out, but you know, they can risk it, whatever. I will just use it to turn their covered arc, really. Tankin X4 is going to shoot at the guy it shot before. That will have a +1, so it's 10. I only get a... Oh, you know what? Um, Why can't I think of the... It's a proximity... Point blank range. There you go. So point blank range, it's a -1. So just enough. Really just saved by that. It doesn't matter. The attack roll doesn't do anything, so they're marked final as well. And then this tank in W5 is going to shoot as well against the first armored car. It doesn't break its gun, thankfully, but no real result there. So let's grab this and link them. So you shot at them. This guy, same idea, shot at the first guy. So let's make sure everybody is marked. Collapse those. Do I want to shoot with this guy? I kind of do. Yeah, I'll shoot the front guy. No. But I will get acquisition, which is really, really, really important. So those guys are all acquired. Everybody's shot here is prep fire. These guys have moved. I think that's going to be it. Advanced fire phase. Honestly, there's no real reason for these armored cars and everything to shoot at the moment. I feel like I'd just kind of be risking things like a lot. So I'm not going to bother. Prep fire and DM both will come off. Or not DM, but defensive fire. I mean... this guy has nowhere to retreat, so he's going to stay where he is because he's in scrub, and everybody else is kind of screwed. So, advanced phase. This crew literally doesn't matter anymore, so I will throw them into a 2-to-1 because I can potentially do something there, but they're kind of just hosed. I don't want to give up the hill, and that's the problem, or a sand dune, because if I give up the sand dune, getting it back is impossible at this rate. I have 3 turns of movement. That's basically these guys getting to here and then jumping out at the end. I can't do anything else. Thinking about it, I probably should have had them on the reverse side, on the closer side, and then just run them through. But having these tanks be right in their face and suffer no consequences, not ideal, to put it lightly. Even if I get bonsai'd, I don't want them to be adjacent. It's just too much of a problem. So I think that's gonna be it for advanced. CC, it's a 2-to-1. No result, and then it's a 1-to-4 for the Japanese. No result, and I'm gonna have to turn that into hand-to-hand anyways. So I'll just mark it now for ease of use. Turn 3, the Japanese get even more reinforcements, and again, this is pretty much why I think losing the AT gun is kind of the death of this scenario, because they will get some Type 89 B Chiros. They're not spectacular or anything, but there are 4 of them, first and foremost, and it is a 57 short. 57 in and of itself, not the end of the world, but it's more that having 4 free tanks come in, even with stupidly low movement, you get to bring them anywhere on the north edge. It just says along north edge, so you can set them up in a way that really threatens the Russian player, and they don't have a response to it, like, at all, really. It's just really, really, really unfortunate. Yeah. Well, weather check, no weather change, pretty standard. Rally phase, there's no rallies to do. I gotta take off the pins. And then we go into prep fire. So prep fire is going to be the same ideas here. The tank in Y5 is going to shoot at the rear armored car. So I can't imagine that would be a hit. What are we looking at here? To this guy? Yeah. So range is 17. 17 on a vehicle is 8. I have a +1 immediately for button up. And there's nothing else because they're technically higher. So no brush is... Actually, I don't even think there's any brush intervening. There's not even any brush to intervene. That is a hit. That is kind of ridiculous. And thankfully, it does not penetrate or do anything. So, and I don't believe... Yeah, there's no special ammo or anything. So, yeah, not great if I'm getting shots like that are just hitting at such long ranges. But then again, maybe that will prove to be similar for the Russians here. So, Tank and W5 are going to make the same shot. It will not succeed. Actually, no, that will be a success as well because they have, specifically because they have the acquisition. No, wait. I'm still thinking of the higher numbers here. What's their range? 15? No, I'm in La La Land here. That will not be a hit. Tank and P7 is going to shoot same target. Now their range is definitely lower. Yeah, 9. That's the first guy. Yeah. 9 range. I just need a 9. It's 7. Increase by 1. Decrease by 1. It's going to be a hit. 37. It shouldn't... Yeah, my kill number is 8. And then there's stuff to worry about. So, not going to be a success. Tank and 07 will try their luck. They will not get any response. The acquisition. Tank and 06 is going to shoot at the machine gun guy. That will be a hit. No rate, of course. 7 on 3, I believe, is a pin test check. 37. Oh, sorry, 7 on 4. Still pin test check. They are fine. There's no real reason to put machine guns in the mix. So, another shot against infantry. It will be a hit specifically because of range and all that. 5 on 4 is a 1 morale check. They will break. And that's pretty much, that's going to spell disaster here. Yeah, that's a real big problem. Who else do I need to do thing with? Well, I don't think I really need to do much with anybody. I will throw squad in T2 to U3. This guy will shoot as a 4 down 1. I think down 1 technically won't matter, so that is gone. This guy's now DM'd. I mean, I don't have to worry about this anymore. So 2-4 is scrub extra. I need to check this real quick. Scrub extra? No. Cool. So he gets there for 4 total. I will have these two guys shoot, so it's gonna be a 6 down 1. Doesn't matter. These are horrible numbers. 2. This guy DMs. Then 4. The squad is gonna shoot, but not the machine gun. It is an 8 firepower down 2, which is a 7 on 8, which is a 1 check. So the guy pins. This is not going well. Guy with the LMG is just going to assault move. Why not? Screw it. Guy that first fired will shoot again. It's a 4 down 2. It's a 7 on 4 pin test check. He's fine. Yeah, 2-4. 2-4. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there anything else I want to do? Not really. I think they're kind of all good there. These CXs will come off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 2, 3, 4. There's literally no reason for the tanks to shoot at the infantry at this moment. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this guy, 1, 2, 3. And the reason for this is because I need to kill AFVs. At this point, the Russian vehicles need to kill the Japanese vehicles. And the faster they do that, the better it is. And then the tanks come from off board. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in motion. And then these guys kind of similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Screw it, I'll risk it. 8. This guy will shoot at the guy adjacent to him now. It will be a hit. It will definitely be a hit. What's his... I didn't check for AP, so I guess... Would I have gotten it? No. So I guess I'm shooting HE. HE is a 70. It's a 7 to kill. Well, that's not going to do it. And no rates. So he's defensive first fired. That was, I believe, 7, so 8. And then I'll just stop. Screw it. I will intensive fire, because at this rate, I might as well. I will absolutely get a hit. I'll declare with AP, because it doesn't make sense to not do it with AP. What am I looking at here? AP on a 76 short. 9. Armor is 2 on a turret. Yeah, because front side. Oh no, wait, it's just... No, that should be it. Yeah. That should be for that. Won't matter. It will be an elimination. So this guy's defensive. And then this guy is turret. We'll see. It's this way. So this guy is blowed up. Crew survival. Doesn't survive. So they are down 1 vehicle. And huzzah. Alright. So they're down a vehicle. That's it for defensive. Or for movement, I should say. Defensive fire phase. I mean, I need these guys to all start doing stuff here. So these guys are in motion, which means they're not going to get any shots in. N6 versus their target in Y5. I don't believe that'll be a hit, because I would need an 8. I would need an 8 normally. Oh no, wait, they use red numbers. Shit. What's their... They would need a 7, which they rolled, but there's a +1 for button up and +1 for size. So I need to give them their own counter. Cool. Tank or armored car in N5 is going to shoot at the nearer guy. I believe this is going to be the same problem. So range is 9. Range is 9, which means they need an 8. And there is a +2 to their shot. 1 for button up and 1 for size. So that will also not be a hit. But they get acquisition, so it's the start of something. There's no other shots that can be taken. So advanced fire phase, literally no... Oh, you know what? I didn't fucking advance this guy as a super dork move. I should have advanced him. He would have CX'd. Let me try to... I would have gotten a rally. Let's try to fix this. So this guy would have rallied. He would have shot this guy. Wouldn't have cowered. But there's no reason to do anything but an assault move, because I was adjacent. So it'd be a 4 on 8. Because there'd be... does that count as open ground? Yeah. So 3 on 8. K2. Morale check. So, there we go. And ELRs, jeez. There. It's only fair to do it that way. Cool. And I'll just mark him. Well, he's whatever. We're past defensive anyways. Advanced fire phase. So I will have a 4 flat against the guy adjacent. Didn't matter. We'll do 4 up 1 against this guy. I guess technically it would have been up 1. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Pin test check. He's pinned. LMG guy against the 447. It is a +1. It's a 4 on 6, which I believe is... Oh, I thought it was a 1 check. 2 check. That guy's also screwed. Sniper check? Nope. And I guess I do want tank and H2 to shoot adjacent. I don't believe that's a hit. No, wait. Because of lowest dice is +2. Or it's... So technically, I'm not in motion anymore. Okay, so this is where things get crazy. So it's bounding firer. But I should be considered stopped because I paid for a stop movement point. So even if not, let's just say like, so it's +4, so it turns a 7 into an 11. Then I'm button up, so I'm at 12. But then because I'm adjacent, it will go down 2. So I think I might actually have a hit. And I mean, apologies if it's not the case. I think I have a hit here. Do I have to declare? No, so it'll just be AP. To kill on that, I did hit the turret, which is weak armor. So it is the it's a 1 instead. What is the to kill number on a 57 short AP? It's 8. Yeah, no, that's 1 under. That is exactly 1 under, which is enough to murder this guy. I should switch sides. There. Which is going to be enough to murder him. Cruel? Nope. Alright, well. Things are not going well. Things are really not going well. That's it for advanced fire phase. Routes. Now, here's the huge problem here is this guy is dead. I gotta take off preps and defensive here. So attacker first, technically. So I can't route this way because of this guy, which means I have to route down. Yeah, I guess technically I have to just low crawl. So I'm gonna low crawl to U2. And then we gotta do the Russians. So first and foremost, this guy can't go anywhere. He has to get away from this leader because he is armed, and you know, an enemy. So the only options he has is to go to U4, which is closer, or W4, which is closer. He can't go into the wadi because it's a cliff. So he's just immediately KIA for failure to route. Over onto S5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this is the same problem here where everybody's basically getting eliminated because this guy gets closer to him and he can see him. So he's just KIA'd for failure to route. And then same idea here. He can see this tank. So he can't go to the left. Can't go above because he gets closer to these guys. Failure to route. That's my interpretation of it. I'm pretty sure it is correct. I hope I'm not wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure I have that down right. Advances. I will, you know what? I'm going to risk it just because they're CX'd. Because it would be the leader that's CX'd. And I would have needed to get him out to rally and all that jazz. So I think it's only fair. Do I care about going in there? Not particularly. 1 to 2, I should be fine. I will advance this guy though. All of these guys will advance 1. And I think that is it. I don't need this you know what? I'll have the leader go there. Because technically the leaders act as commissars, which I always, always, always forget. Which is a huge problem because that is a super big bonus that they have, especially increasing the morale, all that stuff. So advances are done. We'll go to CC phase. We can flip this to an H hand-to-hand because it's going to be declared a hand-to-hand no matter what. It's a 1-2, down 1, actually down 2, which won't do anything. And then this is a 1-1, up 1, which might be a casualty reduction. Yeah, it is. So that's unfortunate. But, you know, gotta take risks. Over here, same idea. So it's a 1-1, down 1. That will be a kill. There is no chance for like an ambush or anything. And then a 1-2 back, unfortunately, will be a kill. So everybody's dead here. I think that eliminates the LMG as well. At least in this case, the Japanese can afford it because they've got reinforcements coming in. And the AFVs are what really counts. So, and then over here, it turns into a hand-to-hand. So 1-2. That is a kill, or sorry, yeah, that is a kill specifically because of the -1 that the Japanese get, and then a 2-1, so everybody dies there too. So, bloody turn. I didn't really want that many losses for the Japanese, but you know, not the end of the world. Yeah. Turn 3 for the Russians. Weather has no change. Rallies, there's only one. That will be a failure. I just need to double check to make sure that there's nothing special here. Okay, yeah, so there's all the, it's equivalent to a commissar, which again is what I always forget. So the DM doesn't matter, but that's also not going to matter because these guys failed it, so they become one class lower. They become conscripts, and then they are you know, still face down. I think technically they retain their DM status, but whatever. Those guys are not in a good place. Prep fire phase, I will have the armored cars do their thing. So shot, there's a plus minus there. What was the needed? I think I needed a 7, which is gonna be a problem. Range 17. Yeah, I need a 7. There's a +1 and a -1, which means no hit, no rate either. This should also be -2. But anyways, problematic. No hit is a real big issue. Armored car in N5 is going to shoot at the little vehicle. It's also not going to hit. Same reason. So that is also a big problem. MMG is going to target one of the tanks. It won't hit. Really? Okay. And then the infantry will shoot at one of the 447s. Also gets a pin test check. So these guys are pinned because it was a 9 on 8. Oof. Yeah, nothing else. Because the movement phase, these guys have to move. This guy declares CX 2, 4, 6. These guys declare CX 2, 4, 6, 8. This is a real big issue. I don't actually want to do this, but because this tank could shoot down into them. The plus side is that I need the tank to kill the armored cars, so it's a risk I'm willing to take. And this guy goes 6. These BT5s are going to... There's no good place to go. They will... So they're in motion. I'll change this to 0. Bring that up, because why not? So 1. Yeah. Tank in 07 is going to shoot. Won't hit. I'm button up. Down 2. +2 for motion. Yeah, no. Won't hit. No rates. Well, they don't have rate anyways. But 1, 2. 2. I need to get, like, behind these guys, essentially. So, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have this guy shoot at the nearest guy. For crying out loud. No matter what, that's a hit. It's a double of their, yeah, it's just immediate. Yeah, it's just auto dead. Now, the question is a 2 kill on 57 doubled to 16? Yeah, that's a burning wreck, which means there's no chance of a crew whatsoever. I need to undo this and clone. Oops. Clone and then do that. Hey. This. There we go. Guy also has rates. So, I don't know if I would actually be able to shoot again immediately. Because technically, it's impulse. So, I'm going to say they didn't. Or they can't. I think that was 4. So, this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Stop. And then I'm going to shoot at the guy adjacent. He's in motion, which means you don't get point blank range. I think, again, paid to stop, so I wouldn't consider him in motion. Or non-stopped, because I paid to stop. But I always find that definition weird. It's a 6. It's increased by bounding fire by at least +4, and then there's a motion of the target +2. Yeah, it's not gonna hit. But I'm stopped. I have acquisition at the very least. I gotta get something out of this. So, because this might be this might be the end here. I don't have anybody else to move. Defensive fire. Tank and Y5 shoots at his target. That is absolutely going to be a hit. That is absolutely going to be a kill. 37 on a 2 kill is 8. Even with an armor of, well, it'd be hull, so it'd be 1. Yeah, no, that's a kill. It'll also be a brew, I think, because it should just be a +1 increase. So that's automatically dead. Mark it as first. W5, same idea. Won't be a hit. I have a down 1 overall. So it's 8. What's my... is it 12 hexes this? I don't think so. No. So it'll be off by like 1 or whatever. So no hit there. This tank doesn't have anything to shoot at, so I'm just going to keep it this way in case this goes poorly. P7 target will be a hit. No rate. Not that I have any. I just keep saying that. No effect. Actually, what was the hit? It was a hull hit. So it'd be 1. I do have multiple hits. I have to do multiple hits. Okay, doesn't matter. 37 is a it's an 8 to kill. I roll 9. It's the armor would be +1, so no effect. No effect there. This guy will be able to start shooting at this guy, which is great. And then yeah, 06 against normal target hits. No rates. Tank in H2 is gonna turn gun once and shoot at the... Are you kidding me? There is +1? Would it just be? It'd just be +1. So range is 3, so there's no benefit to range at all. I did have to turn my turret once, which would be a +2. So I'm at 6. There's a +1 for hindrance, so 7. +1 for button up is 8. Nothing else. Even if I add the guy was in motion for a +2, which again don't think it should apply, but whatever. It's still 10, which is still a hit. So and it's multiple hit. So first one kills him. It's a hull hit, which is 1, so it's not a brew up, which I mean I think at this point doesn't matter. Crew doesn't survive, so this guy's just dead. And I think it's probably safe to say that it's game over. I mean, I can do this as a 4, 12, 16 up 1. 7 on 16 is 2 morale check. Morale check. This guy breaks. Come on. I don't really need... well, I don't have any other shots that I need to make regardless. There's no advanced fire to do. I mean, I could do... actually, I can't do it because I can't... You can't shoot an LMG at a vehicle and get a result that would to kill if it would be halved, and advanced fire has it. So, route phase... Take off perhaps take off defensive. This guy dies because he's getting closer no matter what. And then over here, it's a 3-2. It's 2-1. I don't know why I'm counting it. It's 2-1, flat, and then it's a 1-4. Are you kidding me? All right, well, okay. So essentially, the Japanese side got lucky everywhere and never had anything. This is ridiculous. This guy's dead as well. I'm pretty sure. Because I rolled an 8, 7, 2-1. Yeah, just need a 9. Yeah, so that's basically game. I don't really think there's any need to continue playing this. The fact will remain that these guys can technically get out. There's no reason to. So basically, this is over. I'm just gonna end the log file here. But there's no way for the Soviet player to ever get out of this conundrum. The problem for this is, one, because the tanks were able to just like get all their advancing done super quick, which is a very big problem, because the moment that they are allowed to block reinforcements is the moment that you can't really do anything. That with these guys on SD3 or whatever sand dune overlay that is, they really need to be able to move in and get to SD5 as well, because they can't. They're stuck, and it takes them 3 turns just to move. And you can kind of see, like, I can get there on turn 4, but that's turn 4 their movement. The Japanese would get to line up all over on these sand dunes and just shoot at them as they come up. So it's super not ideal. This tank can shoot directly down, so the idea is like, okay, well, then move the LMGs out where they're less protected. So you either keep them in the wadis and get shot at by the tank, or you get them out of the wadis where they're shot at by everybody else. And then even if they stay in the wadis, the big problem becomes, again, that as soon as you get out of this wadi, your only 2 hexes of approach are this one with scrub, which the Japanese player can just put a unit in, and this open ground hex, which again, Japanese player can just put a unit in. If you try to advance into either of these hexes, you're immediately CX'd, because of the fact that you're going up a level and into a 2 cost hex. So it's 4 automatically, which is enough to trigger CX if you're in an advanced phase. So essentially, there's no getting out of it. The Soviets have lost everybody, and none of their vehicles accomplish anything. this vehicle, this armored car, is probably dying in a turn, or next, Japanese prep fire. Even if it doesn't, the Japanese player could literally just take two vehicles, turn them around, and go all the way to the bottom left corner, and that's it. Like, you can't, you could get miracle shots, sure, but at a certain point, um, one, you're hoping, so but if you're getting to 24, 25 hexes distance, which at a certain point, like if this is like 17 or whatever, you need sixes and fives to hit. These guys could just be in motion and are already small, so you would need snake eyes regardless to hit. So it's just not feasible, essentially. So it sucks. Um, just because the AT gun, losing the AT gun so early is basically the only reason the Japanese had such an easy time. If the Japanese, if the AT gun didn't break and blow up on the repair, I had a real good opportunity to kill all three tanks. If that happens, the AT gun gets to turn around and look at these guys, because of where it's positioned, so they wouldn't be able to advance where they are now. Um, and so it locks the Japanese tanks to here, and then the Soviet AFVs could say park in this corner, and while the Japanese do have an advantage when these four reinforcements come on, there's no really good spot for them to show up other than this at this like super high top right corner. There's nowhere for them to show up as reinforcements and not get shot at by the AT gun, because this is sand, which does not have a level, if I remember correctly. It's not a lower level, because it's the same color. It's just a discoloration. So if the tanks come in here, they get shot at by this AT gun. If they come in on board 26, again, they get shot, and it's even easier. And if they come in on 27, there's only some hexes that are not covered that would be dangerous. Probably can't shoot them because, these would be equal height, so blind hexes and all that. Although I'm not sure how that would really work for Helix, because the way that Helix work, they should be it should be a level higher, so I don't think they'd be able to see them. Point is that you could have all your Soviet AFVs all set up here, or come on board here, park, and then watch this corner. And so the Japanese player is forced to bring them in either under fire from the AT gun or under fire from the AFVs. I would pick the AT gun, to be honest, because even though it has rate of fire, you're not being shot at by 6 different units, or 5 different units, whatever. Anyways, really kind of just disappointing for how the AT gun broke itself. I think if I was to ever play this against somebody else, I would just mulligan it if the AT gun broke in the first 2 turns. But then again, it also depends on what the AT gun did, and in this case, it did nothing. So, with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed this. Me and Rutan will finally be getting into some Germany versus Poland action on Saturday. So the milestone is hit. We can all say hurrah. It only took 3 years. Yeah, it took 3 years to get from 1908 to 1939, which, say what you want, but it's a lot of ASL played, and I'm actually particularly proud that I was able to stick through it, and get to that monumental date. So, and as always, I don't say it enough. I have it in the thread as a special little dedication for anybody who ever checks out the Something Awful forum threads. But really do appreciate all the time that my opponents have put into this, to be my opponents. Um, playing this solo is not the same as playing against a human opponent, because I don't know how well AI would work with ASL. But all to say that I really do appreciate the time that they've also devoted to this. Whether it's opponents I have not seen or talked to or played for years now, literally, or for people who have more recently, stopped. So, uh, yeah, have a lovely week. I will hope to see you all on Saturday, and we can get into some Germany Poland stuff. So until then, take care.